Hello, everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you once again from a wet and wild downtown Manila in the Philippines. And we're on 15 Minutes of Fame, guys. And if you'd like to have your 15 Minutes of Fame, reach out. It's the end of the month, and this is the last one we're doing for this month. But because of popular demand, we're going to do a whole series. There's 30 spots available for next month. So if you want to be on 15 Minutes of Fame, reach out. Think about it. TV commercial is going to set you back about $30,000. 10 radio spots will set you back about $5,000. You can be on 14 different platforms and become famous all over the world, right, by being 15 minutes of fame with us. So my guest today is a very interesting gentleman. His name is Faris Aranki, and his company is, here we go, Shiageto Consulting. And it's a consulting company. He's been in the industry for a long, long time, 20 plus years. A brief description of his company, he'll tell you more about it shortly, is innovative consulting firm blending strategy and emotional intelligence, something that a lot of people lack. Projects, he's going to tell you about something. I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve to tell us about. His personal motto is run towards the wrecking ball. And a fun fact about himself is he started his career as a school teacher. Now he's gone a totally different direction. So it's my great pleasure to welcome good morning, Faris, all the way from England. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, hello, Jeff. Hello, listeners, viewers, and everyone out there in podcast land. Yeah, real pleasure to be with you today, and really looking forward to our 15 minutes.
Yeah, lovely. Let's get the show on the way. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. What was the pivot?
Oh, mate, loads of pivots along the way, right? Like everybody, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do in my early days, so I became a school teacher. It was a simple way. It was a fun way to see the world, actually, because I lived and worked in different countries in random locations. But after 6 years, I was done with that career, and I decided to pivot. All right, I decided to try myself at something completely new. I ended up working for an oil and gas firm, and learned all about the oil and gas industry. Ended up in the strategy team. Realized I loved solving complex problems, making big decisions for companies. So then I got headhunted into strategy consulting, where I started as an analyst, and after 12 years, I was a partner. So I worked my way up the ladder. Really enjoyed it, but it wasn't enough for me, Jeff. It wasn't enough because it was a world of high IQ, right? Solve problems, go da-da, aren't we smart? But you know what? If you do that for a human being, they don't do anything with your solution, right? They go, well, it's not my solution. I don't believe in it, right? It's too complex. It's not for me. And so if you're missing that EQ, that emotional intelligence, the ability to get them excited by the idea, then you ain't going nowhere. And so that's what I do today. I set up a company to bring more emotional intelligence to strategy, right? Get teams thinking better, working together better around strategy, and being more focused. And that's what we do. I spent 5 years of it. It's Shiageto, right? It's we make things happen.
Awesome concept. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
Oh, mate, emotional intelligence. Most people don't have it. You said it earlier. Yeah. So it is handling senior people who've got big egos but no self-awareness. Nobody wants to be told their baby is ugly, particularly if the baby is them. So that's the challenge you have to overcome. But do you know what? You can overcome it. Right? There's different ways to get through to a human being. You just have to understand them a bit better.
That's right.
And that's part of the fun for me. But it is certainly a challenge.
It sounds like a football team. You've got to sort of hug some people and kick some others.
Exactly.
Some need tough love. Some just need a kind word. Like you say, they're all human. Tell us an important moment in your career that virtually changed the direction of what you were going. I guess when you got fed up with the school, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one. It was probably one of the early ones, right? So I was teaching in a school, I was telling Jeff before off camera, the school I was at was more social services. The kids would turn up every day, not having eaten at home. They'd carry knives. They would have to go through metal detectors. They'd tell you to F off. Actually, say, I'm going to get you after class. So
Welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah, quite an experience, and they say test yourself through fire, and you'll work out whether you're steel or you're some cheaper material. It certainly was really character building having to put up with that. But obviously it led to me leaving the industry, right? So that was a big turning point.
Yeah, did interrupt you for a second. A friend of mine was a school teacher, and he tells the story where one day he kept them in after class. He said, "Righto, no one's going home. You're all staying back." And he went up against the door, and the biggest kid in the room, like a big giant, just came and picked him up with one hand, held him up in the air, and said, "Goodbye, sir." They all left. Like bit like Green Bottle back in the day on the radio.
Bit like Green Bottle. Yeah, it's times like that. I'm glad I'm 6'2". I'm 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Some of my smaller colleagues were in tears every day, and that was.
You remember Green Bottle, do you?
No, I don't remember Green Bottle, but
no, it was a radio series. It was awesome. You know, it was this kid. He was always very disruptive.
Okay.
You know, you sound like me. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field?
Oh, for me, I built a business out of the stuff I love. So motivation is actually really simple.
Inbuilt, yeah.
When you build around what you love, and I love meeting people, I love asking questions, I love solving problems. So that keeps me motivated. But you know, if I do come across stuff that I find really boring or challenging, I've worked out how to hack myself, right? How to motivate. So I have an ego like anyone else, right?
You make it fun. Yeah.
I make it fun. I gamify literally everything. And the other thing is accountability, right? Yeah. If I got to do a difficult task, I'll ring my sister and tell her about it. She literally couldn't care less. She's like, "Oh, I don't care." But the very fact that I've told another human being about it means I've got to do it now. Right?
Yeah. It's called integrity in my world.
There you go. Find your own hacks.
Yeah, that's the one. Your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped contribute to your success, apart from obviously your common sense and your determination? What else has helped?
I think it's just your common sense, determination, is being able to read the room, right?
Not bad.
You know, I tell everyone, read the room and flex, you will be a superstar, right?
Yeah.
See when people are bored, see when people aren't understanding what you're saying, see when they're pissed off. And then you change to accommodate that. Don't go calm down. Don't go stop laughing, stop crying. You adapt to what's in front of you, right?
Yeah,
the clue's always there. Just you're not doing enough with them. That's the secret to my.
I've seen that with a lot of speakers. That the audience is falling asleep, and the guy hasn't got the brains to sort of pick someone out and get them engaged. You know, like they're bored shitless. They run out the door at the end of the night. Tell us about one. Come on, don't be shy. Tell us about one of your projects or achievements that you're particularly proud of.
I mean, I love all the projects we do, but sometimes you have a profound impact for the company, but for the people in the team, right? And one of the projects I love to talk about is working with a multinational mining company. Yeah. And they have we work with their trading team. So these are very alpha, very self-centered people, right? Their whole career has been about, I bet big, I win big, therefore I'm freaking awesome, right? But what was happening is their performance were going down. Yeah. And when we picked into it, we realized that they weren't working as a team. And in fact, some members of the team were being ostracized, particularly the female members of the team. So we started working with them. And the key thing was to get them to see each other as humans. So we played fun games every week, which they thought was all about winning, right? So I'd say to Jeff, this week, right, we've got 8 of us. We're going to play a game. Each of you got to put $100 in. And the winner gets to take all the money. And they'd be like, brilliant. I get to win money. I get to beat my colleagues. And they go, right, what's the game? And I say, right, you've got to guess how many kids between the 9 of us we have, right? You can only guess one number. You cannot repeat a number somebody else has said. So they'd all go around, they shout out numbers, based on logic, right? And I'd say, all right, well, we've got to find out now, right? So I'd say, Jeff, how many kids you got? Tell me their names, tell me their ages. We'd take 5 minutes per person. The whole point of the game is learn information about the other person.
Yes, you're exposing them, opening them up.
Somebody wins the money. Next week we play holidays. Next week we play pets. Next week we play. Do you know what?
Cool.
Within 6 weeks, they're actually talking to each other about their kids, holidays, pets. I don't care.
I love it. I love it. You're very clever.
It changes how they work day to day. So, long story short, they improved their performance by 6%, which was hundreds of millions of dollars in the trading arena. Yeah. But most importantly, 2 members of that team who'd been ostracized were welcomed back, and they were seen as core members of the team. And for them, their life was different. It wasn't going into work every day scared, intimidated. It was, these people actually love me now. And that brings a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Great message, my friend. Great message. I mean, that you should bottle that. That's a great. I've heard similar system, but that's a great one. What you did, the way you opened about the pets and the family, and you virtually opened up my world. You opened up the door. And let people in. Bloody fantastic. what advice would you give someone aspiring to be and follow in your footsteps? Don't become a school teacher, I guess would be the first one.
No, do become a school. That's where I learned all these games and all these ideas, right? But
Yeah,
look, go try more stuff. You don't know what you don't know. So just
it's my
like I
favorite
tried,
saying.
I just tried teaching. Wasn't going to be the long-term thing for me, but I picked up some skills. I then actually tried my hand at journalism, right? Again, it wasn't going to be, I picked up some things. I then tried my hand working for the police. Again, wasn't going to be, but so keep trying stuff. Don't be afraid, particularly in your early days. And then, be proactive.
Yeah.
Ask questions, talk to more people. Whatever you want to achieve in life, those are the key components that will bring you success.
Yeah, and I'd say trust your gut. And one thing I have to admit, guys, I've had 5 very successful businesses by my standards, and I must say, and I do it all the time. Every one of them, I stayed too long. I stayed too long. I just had enough. Like I'd done it for years because it became mundane. And then my gut was telling me, get out, get out, get out. And sometimes, like the last one, I was forced out because of COVID. I lost $5 million. Or sorry, I lost 20 million. The business was a 5 million turnover, but I lost in total $20 million because of COVID. Right. But so that one closed me down, because I was just rolling along comfortably. And then all of a sudden, who saw COVID? Nobody. And that closed me down overnight pretty much, so there you go. But I was glad because then I changed my whole attitude. I went, guys, from chasing money to say, hey, I'm going to do what I finally want to do, which is help people with marketing and be Mr. Big Enough. And that's what I'm doing now. And I'm super, super happy. I really enjoy my work with a passion, right?
Yeah, brilliant.
Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Oh, mate, I've just celebrated 5 years of the business. So now it's about the next 5 years. We're going to kick it on. We're going to go way bigger. So I'm super excited for that. It was a lifestyle business that just grew and grew. So now we're going to make it a brand, a proper, a global force. So I've got some grand plans for that.
Sounds awesome. Tell us, how can our listeners and people listening and watching our show reach out and find out more about your company and how you might be able to help some of these companies along and get them back on track?
Get them back on track. So 2 ways, right? One, go and visit Shiageto.com. That's our website. And for those who are interested, Shiageto is the Japanese word for a sharpening stone. So just like you have to sharpen a knife, right? I have to sharpen yourself, sharpen your team, get that extra 5% sharpness. So come and visit there and you'll read loads of tips and loads of great information, but you can also contact us through there. Or come and find me on LinkedIn. That's Faris Aranki. There's only one of us. And I post every day. I share tips. I reply to every message. So I just love to continue the conversation.
Fantastic. That sharpening stone reminds me of that story about the guy's going to, the Irish guy, he goes to the forestry and say, I need a job. And they go, have you done it before? No. He said, okay, here's a horse, here's a chainsaw. You head off and you've got to get 100 trees a day, or we'll give you a week. And the first day he comes back, I did 88. And he goes, well, that's not 100, is it? Anyway, the last day comes and he gets 99. And the boss goes, look, tomorrow, I'll give you one more go. Tomorrow I'll come out with you. So tomorrow the boss comes out and he said, let me show you how it's done. And he goes, rum, rum. And he goes, the guy goes, what the hell's that? He's been cutting these trees with a chainsaw, but manually, right? So there you go, guys. You don't know what you don't know. Therein lies the message. Tell us a fun fact. Wrap it up with a fun fact about yourself that no one knows or most people don't know.
Well, the school teacher one is boring. More interesting is I've been detained on 3 different continents, Jeff.
Really?
Detained by the police. So I've had the joy of experiencing police forces in different continents. So one in Latin America, one in South Asia, and one here in Europe.
Awesome. Yeah, I always say the guy with the gun makes the rules. When the policeman comes along, guys, it's got to be always, even if you're in the right, it's got to be yes, sir, no, sir, because you're a people reader. He thinks he's in the right. So let him win, guys. You ain't gonna win by challenging him, right? We've got to talk about. That's another story for another day. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Right, I'm going to wrap this up now. So guys, if you want 15 minutes of fame, please like and subscribe to his channel. There's some pretty interesting characters on, just like Faris has been, and you'll get to hear some awesome stories. And more importantly, people like Faris, they're available, guys. You know, you get a mentor, reach out to people, have a cup of coffee online. You know, you never know where it might lead to. And, you know, he's very open and got a lot of knowledge to share with you guys, and he's happy to do so. Thanks very much for being on the show today, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Thanks to the listeners.